channel, everybody. And yes, you're watching probably a Disney, but today we're actually talking about Epic Universe, Universal Orlando's newest park, which opens officially on May 22nd, and which media recently got to preview. And while there is a lot of discussion going on right now about how Epic Universe will impact Walt Disney World, I know I've been talking about it, you've been talking about it, but for this video, I want to spotlight certain things at Epic Universe that I know are going to resonate with Disney park fans, and I think a few may surprise you. But first, I should probably explain a little background on Epic Universe, just in case you're not aware. So this new park is Universal Orlando's third theme park and fourth park overall, and it is unique in that it offers 5 completely distinct immersive lands, with the first land, the entrance, being Celestial Park. The others are based on IP, and they include the classic Universal Monsters, Harry Potter and the Fantastic Beasts franchise, Super Nintendo World, and How to Train Your Dragon. But what's really interesting is that these lands are completely separate from one another and accessible by themed portals that transport you from Celestial Park into their worlds. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Let's find out what Disney theme park fans need to see at Epic Universe. So the first thing I want to point out for Disney fans at this next generation Universal Park may not be what you're expecting. It is not as dramatic as some attractions and queues, and don't worry, I'll get there, but it's actually those portals I was talking about. Disney is known for how subtly and brilliantly it transitions guests from one theme park land to another through music, architecture, landscaping, and often all of the above in order to make stepping into another land seamless instead of jarring or even all that noticeable. Universal's portals, a completely different take. They are obvious instead of subtle. Guests can't see what's on the other side until they enter the portal. And there is even lighting and sound effects going on as you pass through. And apparently at times you can hear the wind of a clock to remind you that you were entering through a different time and space. So far, guests seem to really be enjoying the experience these portals provide, and while they themselves are not attractions, they are serving as the thing that's luring guests into the different lands while also acting as park icons. Let me know what you think of the portals in comparison to Disney's transitions. Which one do you prefer? Next thing that Disney fans need to see at Epic Universe is the animatronics. Audio animatronics have long been associated with the Disney parks, as Disney is where they originated thanks to the Tiki Room Birds, Mr. Lincoln, and now all the way up to the Shaman of Songs at Pandora the World of Avatar. But Epic Universe brought their A game with their animatronics, both in the rides and in the queues. For instance, Monsters Unchained at Dark Universe offers 14 lifelike animatronics overall, with several actually kind of giving you an idea of what awaits in the ride in the pre-show. For instance, Frankenstein in the pre-show is a whopping 9 feet tall, and his movements are very smooth. He appears to be walking forward at you. Guests have also been raving about the Battle of Ministry attractions animatronics, which several have said that they, in the moment, did not know if they were actually humans or if they were animatronics. They could not tell the difference. But I want to specifically highlight a brilliant way Epic Universe is using animatronics, and that's for character meet and greets. At Isle of Berk, which is the land themed after How to Train Your Dragon, guests can meet with the most incredible Toothless animatronic who, and I heard this from Park Pass by the way, meets guests all day. That means he's not going to take a break in the Florida heat every few minutes. He's going to be able to be there all day, allowing for more guests to meet with him. Universal is also using the most adorable baby dragon walking animatronic who comes out to do tricks and to meet with guests. Now, if you know your Disney park history, you know Disney has had similar tech for a while, and this is before the BDX unit droids, which they are just now rolling out into the other parks. But Universal isn't keeping this tech back. They're using it now. And can you imagine how many adorable characters and Disney sidekicks that could be out and about in the Disney parks if Disney would adopt the same approach? And after this, I really hope that they do. Another thing Disney park fans should see at Epic Universe is Celestial Park. This land again kind of serves as the hub for the park, and Universal claim they designed it in order to put the park back into theme park. There are green spaces, decompression zones, a modern yet mythological design, and tons of water and fountains providing that kinetic energy. And when I saw it, I couldn't help but think that maybe this is what Epcot should have looked like. Let me know your thoughts on that. Lastly, the thing in my opinion that Disney fans need to see at Epic Universe has to be the queue for Harry Potter and the Battle of the Ministry. I confess I'm not that into Harry Potter. I know very little about the franchise, but the queue for this attraction is one of the best things I've ever seen at a theme park. If there was no ride, it might still be worth it, beginning with how guests enter the queue via the Metro Flu to this reveal. Yes, this is the queue and it looks just like the concept art, which is so refreshing because when it came to Epic Universe, the artwork Universal showed is exactly what they built. It was a guarantee for park fans who were anticipating this. And this queue is so huge in scale and it takes guests from day to night, which I love. There's also ceiling fans and furniture in those offices. And apparently this location looks exactly like it does in the film. Now, personally, I think this queue, and from what I've heard of the ride, tops Star Wars Rise of the Resistance in several ways. Now, while I love getting off the Resistance ship and stepping into that hangar with its view into outer space, guests rarely get to stay in there very long and are often hurried to the next part of the queue. But here, you've got time to enjoy it, to hang out in it, really take it in. And while I can't say for sure, it looks bigger than the hangar of Rise of Resistance to me, and it seems to have more spaces to explore. Secondly, this attraction showed that a park can represent two eras of a franchise at once. While this Epic Universe land is based on the Fantastic Beasts prequels, the ride itself and this queue is set within the original Harry Potter trilogy, and part of your experience in the Metro Flu is taking you forward in time, and then after the ride, you repeat the process and go back in time. Can you imagine if this kind of option was available for Galaxy's Edge, allowing guests to move through time to experience all their favorite characters and trilogies and have experiences based on different movies? This shows it can be done and in a way that adds more opportunities for creativity as well as more for fans to love. It also shows that theme park land logic doesn't have to be as airtight as the movies. If design and theming is done right, fans can put the pieces together. So there you have it. That's what Disney fans need to see at Universal's Epic Universe, but that's really only scratching the surface, especially since there is no filming aboard the rides right now and we have yet to see all of the restaurants. Also, huge thanks to Theme Park Express for the Epic Universe park footage. If you aren't watching Adrian's channel, you absolutely should. In addition to his theme park content, he's one of the best Disney cruise vloggers out there. He's incredibly informative and helpful while also entertaining. I will be sure to leave a link to his channel in the description. But as a Disney World and Disneyland fan, this is what stood out to me seeing Universal's new park. But I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What is the most Disney thing you've seen from the footage of Epic Universe? Let me know. In the meantime, if you enjoy Disney park news and analysis, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a like. There is a lot happening both at Disney and Universal in the coming weeks and beyond, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I hope you have a magical day.